Welcome back. It is hour number 8 of 36 hours of the Tour of Love. So are you ready? Let's just get right to it and start the Tour of Love, hour number 8.
This is a Tour of Love, an international event, 36 hours streaming live on the E360 TV platform, beaming the vibe of love around the world to audiences of all ages, all nations, with the intention of changing the way cancer is done. This is the CB4L Buddies Network, and we are healing through connections. So get on the bus, get ready, and let's welcome the Tour of Love.
We have an all-star cast of 2 joining me right now. And right now, I am thrilled to see Freddie Baheen, Dr. Freddie Baheen.
Hey, Dr. Freddie.
With his studio behind him. I'm not sure if he hears us, though. And Misty Lane, so good to have you here with me.
Thank you. It's awesome.
So what is happening in your neck of the woods as we are getting Freddie to be aware that we're here? I see a smile. He gave it away. He sees us. All right. So you are the vice president of our organization. Let's get straight to it because you have a medical background and Dr. Freddie Baheen does too. So
obviously.
Yeah, I know. Well, it could be a PhD,
Yeah.
But his is actually an MD. Okay. So he's actually a doctor. Yes. Like the doctor you'd go to, like doctor.
Medical doctor. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Doctor of Love, Tamara. Doctor of Love.
I love it.
Doctor of Love.
Doctor of Love. We got Dr. Freddie Baheen specializes as the Doctor of Love. So, and Misty, he's got a lot of material. So, however, you're here with us right now. You are our vice president. And why is it that you joined us?
Oh, man. I had to join you, Tamara. I practice nuclear medicine. Part of my job is to perform the PET CT scans for oncology. So I get very close to the cancer patients, follow them through month after month after month, scan after scan with them. And I see so much depression, so much anxiety, so much fear from them. And it just saddens me. And I want to do my part to help, anything I can to help. So I have a passion to be a part of this community because I do believe that it's through connections that makes a difference in how we heal.
Absolutely. Thank you. Very well said. So let me see if we have it queued up. No, we don't. Well, maybe they do. Barbara, do we have Dr. Freddie? There we go. Okay, no, we don't. So In just a moment, we will have your intro video, because it says it so well. Skip actually is here too. He's here, and Skip, you're here too, and I'm thrilled that you are. We have two of our board members, and it's always good to see our board members. And you actually had an opportunity to visit with Freddie, with the fact that you come from where I had you talk because of your background in music and of course your Emmy Award winning documentary, videography, filming, and all of the background. And I saw Freddie was a service hero, and I'm like, do I see music equipment behind you?
Just a little there.
And he's like, yep. And he said it very, very more Freddie-ish than Tamara-ish. And I said, okay, so can you play music? And so anyway, I'm looking to see if we have the music queued up. It doesn't look like it, but you do have a huge presentation for us, Freddie. And as soon as our video is queued up, oh, here it is.
Dr. Freddie Baheen is a modern-day Renaissance man, an international competitive gymnast, turned compassionate doctor, creative software developer, musician, and a successful entrepreneur. He is an international speaker, #1 best-selling author, and a peak performance life and business coach. Freddie also donates his time, money, and surgical skills to change lives around the world. His mission is to make a difference as he saves and transforms lives. Freddie operates from the heart and is an inspirer and sculptor of souls. Freddie's expertise and signature system has been guiding top business leaders and professionals to higher levels of success and fulfillment. As a masterful coach alongside organizations like Tony Robbins, Freddie has helped thousands of individuals all over the world to take their emotions, health, finances, business, and relationships to the next level. His message and lifestyle is clear that you can have it all by simply being systematic, following a formula to create sustainable success in all aspects of your life. Please help me welcome Dr. Freddie Baheen.
It's just me.
It's you and others. Yes. Oh, let's see. We're going to get Skip in here too. So you have a presentation for us.
Yes.
That was amazing. That was amazing video, and I just want to say, gosh, it's too bad you can't find something you're passionate about and inspired and inspiring other people. Oh my God! And I gotta say, you can tell a person. I mean, look, if you look at the face of in his eyes and his smiles, they say the eyes are a window to the soul. I mean, that says it all who he is when you look into his eyes and in his heart. So that was really beautiful. So
yeah, and he cooks too. He didn't mention that.
Tamara, you sound like you're trying to find me a date.
That's Misty. That's Misty's trying to find you a date. Okay, so it's time to get funky. So let's do this.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay, so I want to talk to you a minute, Freddie, because you said something to me that I thought, I'm like, oh no, this is perfect. and because you were telling me about the experience that you had to put this together. So
Okay.
why don't we go into that for a moment, because then I want to talk about how I said, oh, this is such a great teaching moment. So go ahead.
100%. So it's also part of what I like to talk about on stage, and part of what has allowed me to accomplish things. It's literally, what do you do when there is a couple of speed bumps, sometimes walls, sometimes complete barriers? What do you do? I remember I spoke to Skip, and he's like, if you want to send us some of the stuff, we'll do it. I'm like, I got this covered. Don't worry. I can do the editing. I can do the sound. I got all the equipment. We're perfect. And so I called my first group of musicians, and the drummer said, and they're about my age, late 40s. And the drummer said, oh my God, my back is out. There's no way I can come and play. I'm like, okay, no problem. What about the rest of the group? It's like, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with them. They're a little bit lazy. No problem. Call the second group, and this is like every time there is a couple of weeks in between because I'm like counting on them. So second group I called, these guys are a little bit older. They're like in their 60s. I got the drummer. He's all excited. He's played with me a long time ago. He's like, oh my God, I'm all excited. Let's call the gang, see what's happening. And so we got on a text chat, and I'm like, something is not adding up right. These guys are very resistant. They used to be very excited to play. And it turns out that, they're like, well, we were worried about COVID and we don't want to be in this studio. And so they suggested maybe we should do, record one at a time. I'm like, dude, that's completely defeating the purpose. It's not at all what I want. So I'm like, if you guys are worried, don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay, option C. What's option C? So I called a couple of younger crews, in their 20s. I figured at least, they're healthier and maybe a little bit more stupid. I don't know. But, they're not worried. Bottom line, they're not worried. They want to live. And so do I. If it's time to go, I'm going to go. I'm not going to not live. And, if I'm going to die after a jamming session, hell, that's what's going to be. So I told them, and they are like immediately, Freddie, we would love to do it. And these are younger crowds, so the studio for them is an upgrade, for them is great. And mind you, we've never, ever played together. So that was the first time. That's why if you noticed, towards the end, we really didn't know how to stop. And then we kind of stopped. And then the drummer did something. And then we went back in. And then the guitar player is like, no, it's stop. And then I'm just going with the drummer. It's all awesome. But here's where the challenge happened. So all of that was good. I'm like, it's all perfect. I got, food and snack for us. We even had a group of audience in the room in the back of the studio. So it was pretty cool. And they had, afterwards, we jammed a little bit. But we had a sound guy that have a really high-end mixer back there. And so the sound guy came. He's all excited. Oh, my God, this is one of those amazing soundboards. I can totally fix this thing. So he put the stuff in, adjusted everything, and then played some of the things we played back. And I was like, oh, my God, this sounds incredible because the acoustic here is good. But then when it goes and becomes clean, all of a sudden it's a complete different thing. I'm like, is that me? He's like, yeah, that's your bass. I'm like, no way, that sounds pretty awesome. So, the drums, everything was adjusted correctly. So he played it back. We're like, perfect. And so that was for that. And then I had a camera crew that was supposed to come. They canceled literally 2 hours prior to. So everything is like falling apart, right? But I'm still like, no problem. I set up my own camera stuff. I pulled audio to one of the cameras, and then the other camera was recording just with its own microphone, and then we were recording directly into a memory stick digitally, so we could have a clean sound. So again, he played it back. Everything was good. So we jammed. We had a couple of songs that we just jammed together. It was not something rehearsed, and it came out awesome. And even this song sounded incredible, not like nothing like what you just heard. So got the memory stick, went to edit the whole thing, and I called the sound guy. I'm like, did you give me the right memory stick? He's like, yep. I'm like, there's nothing on this. He's like, what do you mean? I played it. I'm like, well, nothing is on it. So somehow when he pulled it out, he erased everything. So we had no sound. And I'm like, no problem. I have 2 more backups because the main camera had a direct cable going to it. So I'm like, no problem. But the problem was the cable was not all the way in. It was missing like 1/4 of an inch. So that didn't record any sound either. So I'm like, oh my God, I got 1 more tape that has a sound, and that was the worst camera. So what you guys saw is still a final product with what was left, and everything that could have gone wrong technically went wrong. But as you can see, we still had fun. And that's important. We made it work, and it's all awesome. And I learned a lot about what to do next time, because this is really important. Next time, I will make sure everything is plugged in correctly. So it's all good. But hey, all you need is one way to make it happen, and we had 1 camera that had sound. That's all we needed.
And thank you for sharing that story, because the story, as you and I were talking about it, is that you show up, and life happens. And look at the smile. And all of us were jamming with you, It's like, yeah. And what fun. And, even the stop and starts and everything is like, okay, this is real life. And anybody that knows you, Dr. Freddie Baheen, knows that you are at the top. You work so hard to make everything happen, and that's why you've been able to achieve the things that you've achieved. And the idea here that you're like us, that's reassuring, and I say that very lovingly through the tour of love, because really you're showing up and you continue to show up. And what did you say? I learned for the next time, right? And it's the continuing to show up with a great attitude, saying, hey, yeah, we had fun, and you have a finished product, and we showed it tonight. Great story.
Good enough.
I want to play in that. I want to come play in that sandbox. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Yeah, I can see. Awesome.
Okay, so you have something that you talk about on stage, and you share at how our thoughts and our mind and everything and our heart have a lot to do with our body to a cellular level, right?
Absolutely. There is pretty much everything I've accomplished, and I'm going to go over it in some of the slides that I have. Hopefully I can share the screen so people can see. But yeah, everything had to do with not talent or anything special that Freddie possessed. If anything, it was exactly the opposite. And somehow those things didn't matter. So I'm here to maybe give some tools to your audience to see what I've used to kind of get to the next level. And then when they realize, it wasn't really that big of a deal, it's just an attitude, maybe things become a little bit easier. We love to hang on to an excuse in our life, be it a disease, be it a sickness, be it a, failed marriage, be it whatever it is, bad parents, whatever it is, we love to hang on to that excuse and say, you know what, it's not my fault. And I say, what if you couldn't use that excuse? What if it was your fault? And, with that mindset, yeah, holy crap. If you can't have an excuse, then what would you do?
Right. So you need now to share screen, and I'm trying to think how we do that here. I know there's a way.
The bottom.
Right. And so okay.
Let's see here. Let me see.
Okay. So you should be able to.
And let me allow. Oh.
You may have to take a couple of us off for him to do it.
Okay. I'm going to go, I'm going to go out, and I'm going to take all of us out, and then we'll see if that will work. Okay.
Actually, I may have to, it's asking me to allow Google, because we're on a browser. So the browser security doesn't allow screen recording. In order for me to allow that, it seems like I need to exit the browser. So if that happens, I'll go out and come back in.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead until we know you're good.
I'll come right back in.
Okay. So, guys, so what are you thinking so far about our tour of love?
Go ahead, Misty.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think it's groovy. I think that it just shows the fun that we have and the community connections that we make together. Cancer is a scary thing, but it doesn't have to be an isolating thing, and we can laugh together. We can have the ups and downs, but the main thing is that we get through it together. And I think this shows all realms of that. I love the colors, the background you have right there, the swirl of colors just shows like the different moods that we go through, and I think that's a great reflection. I remember going through some art therapy myself, and how that just progressed into such a lighter, brighter, it started out really dark and chaotic on the canvas. And then as the weeks progressed and as I healed and got better, it got a little brighter. The colors were a little bit brighter and it wasn't as cluttered on the canvas. So I think I like how that progression of the backdrop there shows kind of a darkness into a brightness, because I do believe that the connections does heal us, and it keeps us from going into that deep, funky kind of depression that we can tend to go into.
Excellent. And I'm going to tell you, Barbara, that for some reason I've been disarmed. And so if you can take down Carol's message and then take down the rest of us. It looks like Freddie is ready. I have been disarmed. So there we go.
Ooh, everyone's out. Okay, let me see if I can share the right screen with you guys. Awesome. Can you guys see a blue screen, or do you guys see me? Someone type in the chat, please. Hey guys, if you can see a blue screen, type in the chat, or if you can see me, type in the chat so I can, you see me, just me, not the blue screen. So this did not share the screen. How come? Give me 1 second. Okay. Maybe someone needs to allow me to share my screen or unpin me. Maybe I'm pinned. Let's see. I can't do it on my end. I'm not sure. Well, at least you guys get to see my face for a second until I figure this out. Adversities. Love it. Stop screen share. Mic audio. From my end, it looks like you guys should be seeing a blue screen. No blue screen, Carol says. Well, that's the bummer. Let's see. How can we do this? Inspect. Thanks, Carol. How about now? Still nothing?
Freddie, can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Okay, when you go to share screen at the top, are you going over to the Chrome tab?
You want me to do it to the Chrome tab or in the application? Because it does have a share screen at the bottom, and it's allowing me.
Usually you go to the share screen and you go across to the Chrome tab, and then you select the tab that you want to share, and then you hit share. Because it's run through Chrome. So if you have the tab open at the top of your windows,
Yes.
you're going to pick that tab and then hit share, and then we'll see it.
Continue line ScreenYard to access your camera. It is allowing that, and microphone camera. Touch. Nope. Repeat that one more time. Okay.
Okay, so when you hit share screen,
Okay.
it comes up at the top, you have application window, and then to the right of that is Chrome tab.
That's not what I see. It pops at the bottom. I have mute, stop cam, cam mic, and then share screen. When I click on that, a window appears and it just says share screen. When I click on that, it gives me my two monitors, and I select one.
So when you're hitting share screen, it's not giving you a pop-up box that says share your screen. And then there's 3 headers that say your entire screen, application window, Chrome tab.
I see the 3 tabs. So I went on Chrome tab and said share. Is it
Yeah,
showing?
you click Chrome tab and it highlights blue. Then you have to pick those things that are listed underneath. You have to choose which one of those tabs you want to share. Once you highlight the tab, then you hit the share button at the bottom.
Okay.
And sometimes you don't know which tab it is because they're not labeled, and you just have to guess at them. If you have a bunch open.
Your entire screen, application window, and then Chrome tab.
Click where it says Chrome tab. It'll highlight that and make it blue. Did it do that?
And it's only showing StreamYard right now. That's it? I did that already before. It didn't show up.
So you don't have it. You don't have what you want to share pulled up in a separate tab?
Whoa.
I don't know what just happened.
Hello. I just was jumped into.
Okay.
So, you know what? This is what we call a fun. You know, we never know what we're going to come across. And so let's, right now, let's hear about someone that's going to be sharing some music with us soon, too.
The Tour of Love welcomes Melissa Manchester. This double Grammy winner joins a long list of talent on E360 TV. For 36 hours straight, they're all coming together to support those experiencing the impact of cancer and to lift the spirit of humanity with love at a time we need it the most.
The eyes of love.
All right.
Shall we try again?
Yep. Okay.
Is it working now?
So did you do share screen? Go to Chrome tab.
Share screen. Chrome tab. It shows StreamYard. Click on that.
No, don't click on StreamYard. What you're trying to share should be a separate tab, another window brought up.
Within a browser?
Yes.
How do I get my
top?
How do I get Keynote to open in a browser? That's not possible.
I'm not sure. I just know, like at the top of the screen where you have all your different tabs.
Yeah, it does show me the screens. It does show me my 2 different screens. One is the one that I see with you guys, and then one is the presentation on screen 2. And I click on that.
You're clicking on screen 2?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a particular tab that's open on screen 2 that you need to share?
It's just the presentation that's open.
I don't know then, because usually it's just the tab that you share. So I don't know about a multiple.
Oh boy. Okay. Maybe I need to stop the cam. Let's see.
If you could get whatever you're wanting to share on a tab, then you can just select it. When you said Chrome window, you just select it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. The gang's all here to support you. Because you know what? This is another teaching message and lesson. And you never know how these are going to come out because of the fact that this is an opportunity for us to say, okay, it's not happening perfect like Freddie wants it to right now. However, what maybe someone needs to be seeing out there is exactly this. Like, oh, I remember that one time that every time I've ever seen anything about Freddie, it's always perfect. Yet he was so open and vulnerable that he shared the experience with the music and then the experience, the tour of love. And, I want to say thank you for this teaching moment. What say you guys?
Yeah, it's always a trick. You never know. Oh, he's got something. He's got it.
Okay, well, there you go. See?
Okay, well, thanks to Sherry McQueen, because she suggested that it needs to be on this screen.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see if this works. Okay, now I'm confused what window I'm on. Okay, let's see. What do you guys see? 3 windows or 1 window?
There a moment ago, I saw you and the 1 window, and now we see like the PowerPoint presentation.
Do you guys only see this one when I go full screen, or do you guys see like a bunch of windows?
Right now you see a bunch of windows, but when you did the other, it was just the 1 picture.
Just this one, right? Just the top one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Do you guys only see 1 screen?
Yes.
That's right. There you go.
Nothing else? No timers, nothing?
Nope. Just you in the little white circle and your picture.
In your unitard.
My unitard? Oh, the cape. Because I can't see it now. Okay. Are we good? Do you guys see this?
We're good. We keep going down from the line, so you got it.
Just tell me what you see right now, so I know what screen I'm on.
What do we get paid rewards
Perfect.
for?
Okay. Good.
Okay. There you go.
All right. Wow. What an amazing journey to figure this thing out. This is awesome. See, guys, nothing in my life has ever come easy. But put a smile on. Figure it out. We'll figure it out. So next time on the same screen. We know that. Bottom line. This statement is really important, and this is something that I learned in gymnastics. What do we get paid for? And just for a second, think about it. Payment is not always monetary. It's not always, that you're getting paid in dollars. In a relationship, you get paid by, the love someone has given you. At work, the positions. Not everything is monetary, but what do you get awarded for? Think about that. We always think like, just because we spend enough time on something, we should get rewarded. Or if, we got, we did something special here, we should be rewarded. Or our intent was good, we should get rewarded for it. But the fact of the matter is, and this is really important, you only get paid for the results you produce. Bottom line. Why is that important? And why is that something that I learned in gymnastics? Is because in gymnastics, when you salute, when you raise your hand and you're ready to jump on the apparatus and the judges are ready to score you, not one judge gives a crap whether you had a bad day, whether you had a bad month, whether something happened to you, if you had financial issues, if you had injuries, nothing. No one cares, not even the audience. What they care about is what you're producing, what you're showing them. So with that said, if no one cares about what's wrong with you and result is the only thing that you get rewarded for, we need to focus on results only rather than what excuses we have and why something didn't happen. I always tell people, if you're overweight, for example, and you're struggling with weight loss per se, and you're thinking, you know what, I just have all these excuses. Well, I had surgery. I couldn't, and I did actually. I had surgery, and I can have an excuse and say, you know what, because I had my surgery, I could not, move. But there is always plan B and plan C. Well, if I can't move, that means I have to take my caloric intake a little bit lower. So maybe I should eat less, right? If I'm not able to move. So there is always a way to figure out how to grab the result rather than hanging on to the excuse that we have. And by the way, I'm noticing, I think my camera is off, right? Or you guys can see me as well. Hopefully you can see me as well. Anyways, result is really what matters. And this is where it hit home for me. When I was at the World Championship, I was interviewed right after my performance. I was interviewed by this reporter. And the reporter said, Freddie, oh my God, 10,000 people were screaming your name. You were loved by this crowd. They were so excited about the brand new skill that you invented and you were introducing to the world. How did that feel? And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I didn't feel that excited. Not that I wasn't excited. It just didn't feel as big as she described it. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, well, listen, I trained for 15 years to get here. It was 15 hard years, tons of hours. And the fact that you're telling me how special today was, you know what? Yesterday, before I went to bed, and this morning when I woke up, I was visualizing exactly what was going to happen. And what happened today was pretty much what I had visualized. And you know what? A week before, I already had it planned in my head, and I kind of went through the game plan and how it was supposed to play out. And you know what? Today was pretty much close to what I anticipated. And a month before that, and as a matter of fact, a year before the World Championships, I had a whole calendar set of exactly what needs to happen on what week, what day, whether I need to do conditioning, whether I need to, lay off the carbs, whether I need to eat more carbs, whether I need to just do routines, whether I need to, take a rest, just do flexibility. All of that was calculated on which week, what needs to happen. So when I'm here today, I get the result that I want. So when I'm here, my body is not burned out. I'm not injured. I'm not, whatever the issue is, I'm not strong enough. My body needs to recover at that point. Like, you need to be planning so by the time you're ready, you can produce the result. Otherwise, you do not get paid. And because of that, that day to me wasn't that special, because you know what? I anticipated exactly what was supposed to happen. And it hit me all of a sudden. I spent 15 years training for 1 minute of performance, and that 1 minute needed to be a hit. And that's when it became clear to me, it's not really the end result, is who I became as a result of having been that kind of a gymnast, to have made it there and do that. It was the days where I said no to bad food. It was all of my life to say no to drugs, no drinking. I had friends who would do drugs, and I loved my friends, and they had so much respect for me not to give me any. And I would be bored when I would go out with them. So I would actually roll the stuff for them and give it to them. But the point is, all of those days that I said no to certain things, and all of those days that I did say yes when I needed to say yes, the days that I didn't want to go to train, the days that I just hated the smell of the chalk at the gym, that's what made me be who I became, not the result that I produced at the World Championships. And this is a really important factor, because we think achievement and success needs to happen in a short period of time. And I always tell people this is literally the key that breaks everyone's back in achieving whatever that is, whether it's health, whether it's better emotional state, whether it's their marriage, whether it's their business, whatever it is. People don't want to spend the 15 years. They want it right now. If people are doing stock market, they want now. And that's why you lose everything, because you're not willing to invest the time and do it a little bit at a time. A lot of my mentors that are in finances, they say, get rich slowly, not get rich fast. And that's really the point of this. For some of you that have done some kind of a medical courses, if you've been lucky enough or unlucky enough to take organic chemistry, I took organic chemistry as part of my prerequisite to, make it to medical school in my undergrad at UCLA. And, at UCLA, I was on a full scholarship. I had everything I needed except the academics. I had to do it by myself. So there was no help. The only thing they could have done for me is to give me some tutors so I could do what I needed to do. But other than that, I had to compete with the UCLA students who were just students, not athletes. And they were very smart, and they got into school not because of their athletics. So organic chemistry was one of those courses that for some reason it just didn't click. And so I took it one time, and obviously I failed. So I'm like, no problem. I took it the next semester. And as a scholarship athlete, you get priority enrollment to sign up for all these courses that fill up within days at UCLA. We sign up, weeks ahead of time when it's open. So I kept signing up, going to class, and semester would go by, boom, I would fail it again. So I didn't fail it once, twice, or 3 times, or actually 4 times. I failed it 5 times. And actually on the 5th time I passed it. So 4 times failed. On the 5th time, I took it 5 times. And my professor said, Freddie, why are you back? She knew me. I had already spent 2.5 years in the same class with the undergrad people. And I just wasn't able to pass this class. And she kept telling me, why are you back? And all I could think is, I have to pass this. There is no other way. There is no other way besides going through this obstacle. And whatever time it may need to take, it has to take. I'm not going to say, you know what, the correct way of doing this is passing it on the first try or second try. Or, people tell you, you know what, if you failed organic chemistry or any class in undergrad more than once, you're probably not going to make it because they're not going to like you in medical school. And there is some truth to that, but there's also other ways to get in. And all I could answer was, you know what, ma'am, I got to pass this class. So until I figure out how to answer your questions, I'll be showing back up. And I learned that from gymnastics, because there is no way you can learn one single skill in gymnastics by attempting it the first try. You're either not strong enough, or you're not flexible enough, or you're not understanding the mechanics of the whole movement, the technique for it, or there is emotional and limiting beliefs in your head that, oh my God, I'm gonna die, or this is very dangerous, or I saw someone get hurt and there's no way I'm gonna do this. So bottom line is, you have all of these things that are happening that's gonna prevent you from getting a skill the first time, second time, sometimes years. Gymnasts spend years doing one single move until it becomes competitive ready. And competitive ready is another thing. You learn something, but then now you have to put it together with other things. And now all of a sudden, it's a whole set of new things that you have to add to it. Just knowing that one skill is not enough. And so I realized I learned all of that from gymnastics. I fell off the bar, and the decision was, you know what, that hurt. Should I quit? Maybe I should give up gymnastics, because they did say, that you're not going to be a good gymnast. So maybe I should just walk away. Or
Freddie, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but everybody, I got popped up here, I think, to tell you that no one can see your face.
I knew it.
Okay. All right. I think that's why you got me up here. Okay.
My camera's on. Hold on. Let me see how I can get out of this. And we'll click on this, and we'll redo this. How about now?
Yes, that's perfect. Okay, keep going.
Awesome. Where was I now that you interrupted? No, I'm just kidding. See, I can't even go through a presentation straight. It's all good. It's all awesome. So bottom line is, I have to make a choice. I got hurt. I have to make a choice whether I want to repeat this or I want to walk away, especially when those voices are telling you that you're not good enough, or you should be quitting, or this is not for you. It's for a very special type of people. And the bottom line is, you never know when that next try is the successful try. And that's the skill set I learned in gymnastics: patience. Okay, I fell down, it hurt. Maybe I can't continue today. Maybe it has to be tomorrow. Maybe it has to be next month until my cast comes off, or whatever it was. But the point is, you try it again. And every single time you make that decision to go for the next one, chalk up and jump on a bar, that's one extra step that you came closer to success. And that's one extra day that somebody else gave up, before you. So this is the mentality that I think everyone needs to have. And I know it's gymnastics. You might think, I'm not doing athletics, but you know what? What if that one extra try was with your husband, with your wife? What if that one extra try was for your health? What if that one extra try was to be the best you could be for your employees or for your boss? It's always that one extra thing before you give up, that one more day, one more try. And that is really important to know, that you got to stay completely focused on the result that needs to be produced, with no excuses of your own. Okay, I want to share with you guys something very, again, I think when I bring the gymnastics parts in there, it'll make a little bit sense for you guys how I took one skill set from one part of my life and applied it in some other places. Like an athlete, gymnastics should not be able to have skill sets that would apply to medicine, to surgical skills, to software development, to business skills, but it does. And this is the thing. When you guys see pictures like this, or when you guys see gymnasts perform stuff extremely perfect, you're like, wow, that was like perfect. The guy just did a flip and boom, he landed it perfectly. We call that sticking it. So he stuck it. But the fact is, in thousands of routines that I've done in my career, not one time have I had a perfect routine. Every single time I've done a routine, it's either been too slow or too fast, or too high or too low. The point is, what you see, or what the audience or the judges see, is the end result, which is an adjusted version of what I had to do to make the end result matter. So if it was too fast, maybe I needed to open up my body to slow down the rotation so I can have the sticking. If it was too slow, maybe I needed to get myself tighter so I can spin faster so I can still stick and have the end result. If it was too low, I needed to do something. If it was too high, all of those scenarios happen in life. And the question is, how do you react to it so your end result ends up being what you want? Because that's all you get paid for.
And I hate to do this, but I'm being told that you've got, I don't know, like 30 seconds until they're going to have a video that's going to be playing. So
Okay.
I want to give you an opportunity to like give us the ta-da.
The ta-da? The
Yeah.
ta-da is like 10 minutes from now. The ta-da. Hold on. The ultimate ta-da is emotional state. Maybe I can do this in 30 seconds for you guys. Let me forget the screen right now. Okay? So this is what, there you go. This is what causes everything I kind of told you. We can put it in one section. Your state, your story, and your strategy is what causes things to happen. If you're in a shitty state, you will perform badly. If you're not in a good mood, you're probably going to do something that's going to affect your relationship or your health. If you're in a good mood, everything will work out. If you have a bad story in your head, you know what? I came from a horrible family. I came from, you know, an abusive thing, or we never had money. If you have that kind of a story going on, you also will sabotage. And strategies, obviously, how do I get from point A to point B? And if you think about it, most people pay money and think, if I only had the strategy, I would be able to succeed. And that's not what it is, because strategy is just one thing. The most important thing is your mindset, how you change your mood from being in a crappy mood to enthusiastic, happy, despite of everything going wrong. And how do you change the story of your past so you're more motivated to going forward? And there is tools of this, and I wish I had enough time to go through this, but there
Modern day conveniences of streaming media. Okay, we are having a few technical issues right this minute, and I'm not sure exactly what they are. And so I am here, and we've got Skip Thomas and or Poe. We've got Freddie Baheen, and we had one of our commercials being played by one of our sponsors, Misty Lane of Dare to Share, and for some reason the video is now gone. And so we have, though, that Skip Thomas or Poe is going to be coming back with Misty Lane tomorrow to be interviewed, correct?
That's what I hear.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
That's
and
good.
so
Whatever, I'm here. I'm not going to be here the whole 36 hours, or what do you got, 28 and more to go? Hey, piece of cake, huh?
that's right. So, Freddie, you're ta-da, 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 is that you showed up and you were teaching us about showing up, and that it's not always perfect. This was a great example of that. And the fact that you still have a smile, thank you.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I hope, any of that made sense. All it takes is one person to shift. That would be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I have a feeling, because we already have quite a few people that that were saying such wonderful things. It's such a great presentation. Thanks, Dr. Freddie. And Kim is studying right now for a PhD, and, you know, multiple masters and such. And so you're talking to someone that really understands presentations with Kim. So thank you for mentioning that. And take Carol's name off screen. Yep. Okay. And we see your handsome face now. That they wanted to see your handsome face. So.
Oh.
So as we close this up, how can people find you, Freddie?
I'm very active on social media, not Facebook as much, kind of moved on. That has turned into a little older generation, I guess, but no offense. But Instagram, I'm active on that. And, you know, just get in touch with me through my website. Easy.
Okay. And your website
I'm one of those
is?
guys that's going to send you to assistants. I'll personally will take care of you.
Okay. Thank you. And your website is?
FreddieBaheen.com. And the same thing as my handle on Instagram, Freddie Baheen.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And MJ's Raven, also known as Crystal. Skip, you are still inspiring. Absolutely, you are. And mindset is everything. Well said, Sherry McQueen. Thank you so very much for spending the time with us. Thank you for getting your, you know, multiple bands together, or, you know, and the story of it. Because that story, I know, inspired me, and I have a feeling it will inspire many for, you know, decades to come. Because, hey, this is now going to be in on demand. So there you go. All right. Thank you so very much. And we are going, thank you very much, Sherry. So there you go. www.FreddieBaheen.com. And we are going into our next hour. And remember also, this is a give-a-thon, guys. This is. And so we are sharing that we are making a difference in our community. We're bringing together thought leaders and entertainers and so much comedy and more. And we are doing this for one reason, and that is because of the fact that there are too many people that are facing cancer, and there's no reason for them to be facing it alone. We are making a difference with our community, and we are going international. We are international. We are not stopping until everyone can be a part and have a buddy. All right, we're going into the next hour, guys. So see you there on the flip side, as they say.